Well, guys, got off work a little bit early today. Today is Thursday, March the 13th. We're right here in Alvarado. We've had good weather for several days. I was down here a couple days ago, didn't have any luck, but I do know that last Sunday they were catching walleye out here. I talked to one guy, he said they caught 5. Before they left that night, they shined a flashlight on the hole, and he said there were about 30 or 40 in the hole. So the walleye have came up. They've come up as far as the hole right below the winery. If you're familiar with the area, there's a pretty good hole right below the winery where it comes off of some rapids. And I think right now they cannot get up any further than that. I'm sure there's a couple that have made it up past there, but for the most part, they're kind of stuck right there. That's not gonna last long. The next good rain that we get, and it brings the river up a little bit, they'll get up past there. So if you're in the mood to fish for walleye, right now is the time to come, because they're kind of stockpiled in the holes down through here. They're not spread out so much, which they really don't come up any further than right here. This is about as far as they ever came up, as far as I can remember back. Now, back years ago, they may have came up further, but. Hey. But yeah, as I was saying, they are catching walleye out here. I'm gonna go down and see if I can get some smallmouth. Shoo, that wind today, guys. It's not no huge gust, but it's just steady, blowing right in your face, trying to push you backwards. Yeah, it's a good one today. Just talked to another guy down here. Said that he hadn't caught nothing today while he'd been out here. He just fished the lower section down there near the trestle. So it's not looking like they've quite moved up here yet, but we can go see what we can find. Uh-oh. Well, we made it to the hole, guys. We made it down here. Very pretty out there, ain't it? Very pretty. Yes, sir. Go down here and see what we can drag up from the depths. Them state workers, town workers, I guess, were down here. You can see they were cutting down trees and mulching some stuff, but they also threw these big logs down through here. It's going to be fun to get my bicycle across. No big deal. Look here. It's a Nuber, ain't it? All right, guys. We're about to wear a path back out here on the trail. We usually do every year. Tell you what, guys, I come down here all the time, but I'm still just always amazed at the beauty of this spot right here. Man, this is one of the greatest spots ever. One of the greatest spots that I can remember. We don't want to lose this one. Well, we got the lure back, guys. Listen, guys, I've been lying to everybody without even realizing. I thought last year at this point we had already caught a bunch of nice fish, but I actually hadn't. I went back and looked at the videos from last year, and it was actually probably about 1 or 2 weeks from Saturday when we actually started catching nice fish. So if you look at last year, it's still a little bit early, but they should be coming at any point. And if we keep getting weather like this, it's going to be any day. Like I've said, I'm going to be here when they get here. I'm going to keep coming every chance I get. Every day I get off work a little bit early, I'm going to keep coming out here until they show up. We'll compare that to last year and just see how close it is to last year. I think it's got up close to 70 degrees today. It's been a pretty day. We were lucky to get off work early. All right, guys, this is the hole that the otter was in the other day. So there's probably no fish in here, but we can see if we can get one. I'll put that clip at the end of the video from, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday, I think it was. I was out here, and he was just here chilling. So we'll put that clip up at the end of the video. Just saw a fish out here, guys, over there where it kind of gets a little dark. Came up and flipped. I don't know if it was, could have been a carp, but we'll see. We'll keep trying to get one here. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw that fish flash right there, but there is a fish there in that hole. Took us a few pops, but we got it out of there. Still looks pretty good, except for it's no longer got any eyeballs. Tell you what though, these jig heads right here, the paint on these is way better than any other jig heads that I've had before. I'll have to look and see what the name of them was, but yeah, I like them. Got them at Bass Pro, but I can't remember the name. There are fish right there in that hole. Could be carp, I don't know, but I've seen several of them flash in there. That's probably why that otter was down here. There's plenty of fish in that hole. May not be the fish that I'm looking for, but there are fish in there. We picked one up here, guys, little bitty guy. Little bitty guy. But he come up and hit that little minnow. This might be the same guy we got in here the other day. I'm not sure. Little bitty feller. Little bitty feller, but pretty. Pretty guy. Thank you. Have a nice day, sir. I'll tell you guys, thinking back, I'm surprised to see any fish in that hole back there. With that otter being in there, I would have assumed that they would have seen him and got out of there and not went back for a while. But I think that was 2 days ago that otter was in there, and that hole was jam-packed full of fish. I don't think they were necessarily smallmouth, but there were definitely a bunch of fish in there. Beautiful hole right here, guys. We're just up from that other hole. But now that this structure is in here, I'd say some fish will have to be holding in here. Ah! At some point, won't they? Trying my best not to get hung up on this log. I almost got hung up on it right there, getting hung up in the weeds there. Last cast. We will catch some fish right here this year, for sure. I've noticed they're not hitting on anything really moving right now. I've thrown some spinners out there. They have hit this minnow, but moving very slow. They're not hitting any spinners. I'd say right now would be a really good time for a crawdad of some sort. I have seen crawdads on the bank. As a matter of fact, I got a video of that as well the other day. I'll put that at the end of this video as well. I don't know what we got, boys, but we got one. A little smallmouth. Nice little smallmouth. Nice little fish. Nice little fish. Yeah, very nice. Thank you for eating today, sir. A little beat up, but pretty fish. Pretty fish. Oh, he's... Yeah. It's that time, boys and girls. You have a good day, sir. Thanks for biting. Well, I was hoping there might be $100 million in here, but nope, just $1 million. Be back to get you, buddy. Phew, what a mess. Helene piled some stuff up over here on this side too, middle fork. I was getting ready to say, I smell a dead body, and right there it is. Got washed down in the flood, obviously. Deer. Wow, guys, check out this piece of driftwood. That would be beautiful in a 50-gallon aquarium. Look at that. That is something else. I'd like to have that piece. Yeah, that's a nice one. Something floating out there, guys. Dead fish. Can't tell exactly what it is. Looks like maybe a carp. Don't like to see that. We got us another one, boys. They're in here and they're hitting, but they're moving slow. I'm basically dragging this thing across the bottom at this point. They're still hitting on this minnow. Now, I have thrown the rooster tail out there a few times. I haven't even seen anything come after it. I think they're just moving so slow right now because it's still so cold. This is a nice fish. Pretty little smallmouth. Pretty little guy. I think it's a female, maybe. She's pretty. She's got a big old fat belly on her. Well, guys, camera died on me. At least you guys got to see that fish. It was a nice fish. But yeah, they're moving real slow. Like I said, I'm basically just dragging this thing across the bottom. I'll kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing here. Just casting out there. Keep it moving because otherwise you'll get hung up. But look there. Holy cow. Well, you guys got to be a witness to that one, and this is a nice fish. It ain't that nice, but he come and dinked it. About like the last one. Pretty fish. Well, we're having a pretty good day now. Pretty good day. Well, not any big guys yet, but they're hitting. They sure are pretty. Yeah, that guy come up and hit it. He was chasing it like as soon as it hit the water, and I reeled it a couple times. He came and hit it, and then he came right back and hit it again. That was a nice one. We're gonna throw back out here, see if we can get another one. We know there's fish in this hole, so I want to throw this spinner out here and just see, will any of them come up? Seems to me they've all been moving really slow. Yeah, if they're not coming up and hitting this spinner bait, that just means that they're cold and they're not really wanting to chase anything right now. So they're just hitting this minnow because I'm dragging it on the bottom just super slow. It's one of those things where they can't help it, you know. It's an easy meal right in front of their face. They have to take it, you know. But yeah, so far nothing on this spinner. I'm using the silver with the black tail. Early in the year, that's what I usually like to use until they start coming up and hitting it. I'll use this for maybe one day when they start hitting it. And then I'll switch over to the gold blade yellowtail, basically brown trout imitation. But that doesn't mean this thing will only catch fish for one day out of the year. Obviously, you'll continue to catch them, but I have better luck on the gold blade yellowtail. And the bigger, the better. Like to see one come up and smack this thing while you guys are here watching with me, or a big monster trout. That would be really nice. I'm gonna be able to get in that hole from last year. A bunch of junk piled up there. But that is gonna be the last hole that I hit today. Probably hit a couple of these other ones again on the way back, but I don't have a whole lot more time left. It's gonna be getting dark before too much longer. We'll go see if we can hit this hole right here. Last year, that tree that you can see out there was over here on the edge. Well, maybe it wasn't that tree. Anyway, there was a tree over here on the edge that I could cast from. I don't want to get out on this stuff and take a chance of falling through. The water's right there. I'd hate to fall through there into the water. But I do want to fish that hole. So I'm going to have to figure something out. Well, guys, I did the dumb thing and decided to climb out here. Now, he hit as soon as that thing hit the water, this one hit. But now I have to do something that I do not like to do. Pretty little fish. But I have to toss him down here. Sorry, bud. Thank you for biting, sir. See if there's another one in this hole. This hole, nice and shallow. It's got a little calm area right there. Like I said, that guy hit pretty much as soon as it hit the water out there. See if we can get another one. Well, that's 5 for today. Not bad. I'll take it. Boy, my lure sure has gotten beat up. But that has caught 5 fish today and been hung up probably, I don't know, 10 times or better. And we've still got it somehow. Whoops, messed up that time. They're in this hole though. We'll catch another one right here probably. Let's see if there's one laying right there. Oh, hang up. I thought we had one, boys. Boys and girls, but it wasn't. See if there's one laying over here. Probably. I'd say this hole's probably got a bunch in it, honestly. Haven't seen any with any size yet, but it won't be long. And you know we'll be back out here to get them. Another little guy came up and dinked it. Yeah, they're in here. Again. It's up in that bony meat there. We got him good. Yes, we did. Don't want to come out. Yeah, we hooked this little guy pretty good. It's in that bony plate. Come right out though, once I got the pliers on it. All right, let's hurry up and get this pretty little guy back in the water. Sorry, bud. He swam right off. Some people were upset with me for not having a net for the trout, so I went and got a net for the trout so we can keep them in the water. They are a bit more, you know, susceptible to being out of the water. Good gracious, look at that thing now. See if we can catch one more with it. But yeah, the smallmouth are pretty healthy, so they usually go back with no problem. But I did get a net for the trout. Well guys, I was just talking about how I had that lure all day, and of course I get hung up and broke it off. Now we know they're hitting on these smelt minnows, or white pearl is what these are called. I can't find these in the store anymore. I usually have to get online to get them, but I like these baits a lot for trout and for smallmouth. But we know they're hitting on those. So what I'm gonna do, we know that crawdads are up in the creek. I'm gonna throw this little crawdad on here. I'm gonna try to run it weedless and see what we can get. I'll be back and I'll show you how I'm gonna do so. All right, in order to run this guy weedless, what I like to do is just run that jig head. You can use just a regular silver jig head so you don't mess up any that you've got highs on. This was the only one I had that didn't have paint in there, so I'm gonna use it. But anyway, I'll just shove that back in here as far as I can. Try to push that eye up back here about as far as you can. You want it to be kind of centered. Actually, you want it as centered as possible. Run it right up through there. Okay. You're gonna, yeah, it's not quite centered, but it'll work. You gotta be careful here. Don't pull down on the rubber too hard. You'll split the back of the crawdad out. I'm all wrapped up in my line here, guys. Polymer knot, my favorite knot. I always thought it was the strongest, but it's not. There's another one that's a little bit stronger, and I can't remember the name of it right now. But now you do want this as centered as possible so that when you pull it through the water, it pulls straight through the water. But I'm kind of trying to hurry here so I can show you guys what we're doing. Well, you don't want to tie the leg into the knot. That's one thing you don't want to do. But anyway, right there is what you're going to end up with. And then in order to make it weedless, you just take that hook and put it right up under his face right there. And then you can pull that across the bottom and you won't get hung up as much. I'm not saying you're not going to get hung up, but you won't get hung up as much. All right, so we'll pitch that little guy out there, see if we can get one or two on it. And we will be back. We didn't have any luck with the crawdad, guys. So what we're going to try now, go right back to the minnow and just see if we do get another bite on this after not getting any bites on the crawdads. We're just trying to see what's working, what's not working. And I'll be back when I get this done. All right, guys, here we go. Finished product. Good to go. One last thing, a little smelly jelly. And here we go. I swear, guys, first cast. As long as we don't get hung in these trees here. But yeah, first cast. And we got another one on Old Faithful. Didn't get even so much as a bite with that crawdad, and put this thing on there and get a fish on the first cast. Still small, guys. And I still have to toss them, which I hate to do, but have a good day, sir. And I really don't like when they belly flop. Thanks for biting, my friend. Well, can't be mad. Can't be mad at all. We caught several fish today. No monsters, but they will be coming, and we will catch some. 100%. We will at least get to put one more mark on one of these poles this year, I would about guarantee. You guys seen, he's probably so cold right now, but this is something else that the smallmouth will be eating. So, frog imitations are very good. Cast out with you guys one time right here. If we don't get anything here, we're gonna get out of here and go back to the bicycle, maybe hit a couple holes on the way. I don't know if we'll catch anything or not, but obviously if we do, we will be back. And if we happen to see anything at all, we will be back. This is probably gonna be where we end the video for today otherwise. Like I said, I will put a couple clips up from earlier this week at the end of this video. But today's been a really good day. Luckily got off work early and got out here and actually caught some smallmouth. So it's been a great day. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, guys. I know this is a middle of the week video that we usually don't get up, but I do like getting these middle of the week videos up when I can, especially when it's been a good productive day. So this will give you guys an idea on the smallmouth. If you come out here and you've got a good warm day right now, you could definitely come out here and catch 10 or so, you know. Obviously you're gonna have to have what they're eating, but they're up in here. The big ones haven't made it yet, but it won't be long. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. We'll be back on Saturday. We'll see you guys then. We love y'all. Don't you guys know this is my fishing hole? It's okay, I eat birds too. Might have to call in sick to work tomorrow. Go fish those shallows down through there. I'd like to see if there's anything in there. Hang up every 2 seconds. I want to be hung up in a fish's mouth. Can you guys see him right there? That's probably why we didn't catch any fish right here today. I don't know if you could see him or not, but there he is. What's up, bud? Come here. Come here and see me. What are you doing? Yeah, there ain't gonna be any fish in this hole. Good gracious, guys, look at these monsters. Look how big these guys are. Can you see them? They're pretty daggone giant. This is what the smallmouth will be eating, especially this time of year. They're moving around nice and slow. There was another one right down there. I don't know if you guys seen him or not, but